everyone, welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you joined us today. Check out the sections on the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage, which make it easier to find classes by length or by purpose or by body area. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget it's free, and we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. In today's practice, we'll explore poses for a deeper stretch. You'll only need your chair today, and let's get started. We're going to move forward in our chair a little bit, and let's take a moment to ground our feet to the earth. So thinking about having all 4 pressure points equally weighted on the floor. Same thing with those sits bones, so we want to have those equally weighted on the chair. Let's close our eyes. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. And just begin to breathe. So just noticing that natural inhalation and exhalation. Now we're going to move that breath down into the diaphragm. As you inhale, the belly extends. We're filling the lungs from the bottom up. And as you exhale, actively pull the belly button in towards the spine and push the air up and out of the lungs. Do that a couple of times. We're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5, continuing with our diaphragmatic breath. Let's inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart and set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Let's bring the hands back down to the thighs and open the eyes. Let's look over that right shoulder. And go ahead and look center. And then we're going to look over that left shoulder. Just a little neck stretch. And go ahead and look center. So we're going to come into mountain pose. So bring those arms down by your side to start with. Palms are facing out. And if it feels okay, we're going to spread those fingers. All right, now release the fingers and bring the arms up to goalpost arms, squeezing the shoulder blades back behind you. Good. Now we're going to extend our mountain pose up to the ceiling. With your right hand, grab that left wrist and lengthen. Try to touch the ceiling first, and then we're going to lean that mountain. Oh my goodness. Sideways stretch. And up we go, and we're going to do that whole series again, okay? Mountain pose. Stretch those fingers. Goalpost arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Extended mountain. Grab the opposite wrist. Lengthen, try to touch the ceiling first, and then lean your mountain pose. We're going to come back up and release. Very good. Okay, so we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it nice and wide. So a little internal stretch here for the inner thigh. Do you feel that? Okay, now we're going to move into half Lord of the Fishes pose. So I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to bring it all the way across my body, and I'm going to grab the back of the chair. Next, I'm going to lengthen through the crown of the head. So the crown of the head is up towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to look over the back of my chair. Okay, let's release that, and then we're going to do that again. Make sure this knee doesn't fold in, okay? You want to keep this knee open. Here we go. Bring it across your body. Grab the chair. Crown of the head lifts to the ceiling. Turn and look over the back of your chair and breathe. So don't hold the breath here, just your natural breath. And release. Very good. Okay, let's bring this knee in. and then we're going to go to the other side. So that left knee is going to open up. So remember, you want to keep this knee open. It wants to fold in, but don't let it, okay? Internal thigh stretch. All right, right hand comes across the body, grabs the chair, lift and twist. Let's release that. Thinking about this knee, how is it? Is it staying open? Let's do that again. Bring it all the way across the body. Grab the chair, lift and twist. Hold and breathe. Shoulders are down. Breath is natural. One more breath here and release. All right, let's face forward and grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair and turn and face the chair. So what you want to do is you want to take one step back. So we don't want to be too close to the chair, but you want to be close enough that you can touch it. Does that make sense? All right, so we're going to begin with just a forward fold. So we'll hinge right here at the hips, keeping our back flat. We're going to place our hands into the seat of the chair. Now think about bringing your weight forward, because what we want are the shoulders right over the wrists. Now if this bothers you, your wrist, you can always come up onto your fists. So you can be in the same position, but you can have your hands up as a fist, okay? Now all we're going to do for this first one is we're going to move into a downward facing puppy, but we're going to start by just pressing, let's take a step back, press the hips high, and then just let the heart fall back towards your thighs, okay? So it's a little bit more of a forward fold, if you will, than a downward facing puppy, but we're going to get there. We're just going to start here, get the feeling of it. One more breath. We're going to go ahead and roll up to seated, grab your chair, and take a break, okay? All right, so let's do that again, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to hinge forward, all right? Put your hands in the chair, bring your weight forward. Now we're just going to come down onto those forearms. Do you feel the back of your legs stretching a little bit more, right? So if that feels okay for you, we're going to hang out here for a couple more breaths. So go ahead if you want to look down at your chair. Now, the add-on here is we're going to take a step back. Lift your hips higher. So if you'll notice what I'm doing is I'm pressing my heart back. I'm lifting my hips higher. And I'm letting my heart fall. So it's just a good stretch. So not only am I feeling the back of my hamstrings, the backs of my legs, but I've got a pretty good stretch going in the arms and the upper back. My belly is tight. I'm looking down at the floor. No wrinkles in the neck. One more breath here. All right, we're going to go ahead and begin to come out of it. Step forward. Bend the knees. Hold the chair. And then we're going to roll up into a standing position. Okay? So just checking in, see how that feels. Remember, you've got both options. If you want to just stay here, step back, right? That's fine if that feels better for you. But if you want the full expression of the downward facing puppy pose, we're going to do that one more time. All right, so I'm taking one little step back to start with. I'm going to hinge forward, place my hands in the chair, bring the weight forward. Now I'm going to go ahead and come down onto those forearms. Feel that stretch. Do you feel it? I already feel my hamstring stretching. Then we're going to take a little step back. As I press my hips high, I'm pressing my heart back towards my thighs. Now, if you can get your heels down towards the floor, that's great. If the heels don't want to come down, that's okay too. Looking down at my, I'm kind of looking at my shins, to be honest with you. I'm not really looking at the floor because I don't want any wrinkles in the neck, right? So keeping the neck nice and long, whatever that works, however that works for you. One more breath here. Okay, I'm going to begin to come out of it. Bring my feet forward. Bend the knees. Roll it up. and come to standing. How did that feel? Yeah? I love that one. I think that was a really good stretch. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is called quadruped. So we're going to take a couple of different ways. So the first way, let's all take a little step back, and I'm going to hinge again. I'm going to place my hands in the chair, and I'm going to bring my weight forward. Again, if you want to be on those fists, absolutely fine. But what we really want is you to have your shoulders over your wrists. So there you've got that support, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hand next to the back of the chair, and I'm going to extend it out long in front of me, okay? So I'm trying to touch that wall with my fingertips. Now this opposite leg, I'm just going to bring it, I'm going to bring those toes to the floor, okay? I'm looking down at my chair and I'm stretching. So my fingertips are stretching out and my toe is on the floor. Now, if you want a little bit more, I'm going to pull my belly in super tight. I'm going to lift that foot off the floor, flex it, and now I'm trying to touch the wall behind me with my flexed foot, and I'm trying to touch the wall in front of me with the fingertips. So feel the stretch. One more breath here. Let's put the foot down, bring the hand to the chair, bring that foot forward, roll it up, and take a little break. How'd that feel? It's a good one, right? So remember, you can stick with that first version if you like that better. But if you're with me, we're going to do the version with the foot on the floor, and then we're going to lift the foot up, flex the foot, and try to push those toes or the flexed foot back, okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to hinge forward. We're going to do the other side now, but we're going to stay on this side of the chair. Bring your hands in, bring that weight forward, okay? Here we go. Now, the other hand extends out. I'm looking down at my chair, no wrinkles in the neck. Let's take the left foot back, the opposite foot back. Toes are down to begin with. I'm trying to touch the wall with my fingertips in front of me. Now, if it feels okay, I'm going to lift that leg up, flex the foot. Paying attention that the hips are staying square, right? So the hip of the leg that's in the air is going to want to hike up. Don't let it. All right, are we ready? Try to push. So I'm trying to touch the wall with my foot, right? Pushing it back. Trying to touch the wall in front with my fingertips. Stretching through my quadruped. One more breath. Bring the hand and the foot down. And we're going to roll it up and take a little break. How'd that feel? Yeah? You like that one? I like that one too. Okay, so now we're going to move into just a little twist. So we're going to be working a little bit more into the sideways. But the idea is very similar. We're going to hinge down, put your hands in the chair, and bring that weight forward, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right leg and I'm going to extend it back behind me, okay? Let's bend that front knee. Push that foot back behind, okay? Now, all you're going to do is you're going to take these back toes, right, and cross it back behind the standing leg. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm doing there? Look down at your chair. Now, I want you to look at those back toes. So I'm twisting. So it's a nice little twist. My side waist is stretching. I'm looking towards the back of the chair and to those back toes. One more breath. Now I'm going to come back center, look forward, bring that toes back, bend the knee, put the foot on the floor, grab the chair, roll up. Okay? Just kind of see what we did there? Okay, we're going to do the other side. Let's come forward. Let's bend that front knee and put that foot back. And actually, I forgot this part on the other side, but that's all right. So all I'm doing is I'm pushing my weight back for that calf stretch. We'll catch it. We'll do it here in a second on the other side. So there's my calf stretch. We're going to come forward and let's push back again for that little calf stretch. You feel that? Ouch. Man, my calf is tight. Let's come forward. We're going to do that one more time. Now I'm going to take that foot and I'm going to cross it back behind. And I'm going to turn and I'm going to look at those back toes. And now I'm getting the sideways. Do you feel that? Just one more breath. All right, up we go. Now listen, we've got to do the other side real quick. We're going to do that calf, okay? So extend that opposite leg back and let's stretch back into that calf. Since I forgot that on the other side. Let's rock it forward, release that, rock it back, and forward one more time. All right, go ahead and bring that foot forward, grab the chair and roll it up to standing. All right, let's have a seat. And grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. So we're going to do an eagle pose series, but we're going to do it with our feet on the floor. So it's not going to be a balance. This is going to be all about stretching, okay? So I want you to have your feet about hip distance apart. So not too close together, but not super wide either. So just about that hip distance apart to give yourself a good stable base. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms out to the side, and then I want you to flip those palms up to the ceiling. And when you do that, keep those shoulders down. All right? Now, we're going to cross. Your right arm is on top, so my elbows are kind of stacked. Then I'm going to bounce 3 times. Now, we're just going to bend at the elbows, and I want you to hug yourself. So nice hugs. You should feel a good stretch in the upper back. Okay? We're going to turn to the left, so turn towards your chair. And then we're going to come center. And then we're going to turn the other way. And then we're going to come center. We're going to take our elbows up towards the ceiling. So I'm looking up just a little bit, not too much. And then I'm going to bring those elbows center, and then I'm going to let the elbows fall down towards the floor, and I'm going to look down. Again, not a ton, just a little bit, right? Then we're going to bring those elbows back up, and I'm going to release. So anybody watching us do that would think, there's nothing to that. Do you feel the stretch, right? I do. Okay, we're going to do the other side now. So palms are facing up. Now that time my right arm went on top. This time my left arm is going to go on top, all right? Kind of stack those elbows one on top of the other. Bring the shoulders down. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Bend at the elbows. Hug yourself. We're going to twist away from our chair. Notice as you twist, you want your knees and your hips to stay forward, okay? Let all the work happen right at the rib cage. Come center, and then we're going to twist the other way. You feeling that sideways stretching? Yeah? Come back center, elbows up towards the ceiling. I'm looking up just a little bit. Elbows are going to come center, and then my elbows are going to go down towards the floor, and I'm going to look down just a little bit. It's a little stretch for the neck. Up those elbows come, and release. Okay. So you can continue doing that version, and it's great. You're going to get a lot of good stretch. If you want a little bit more, we're going to do, instead of hugging ourselves, we're going to do what we call eagle arms. And there's 2 versions of eagle arms, and I'll take us through both of those versions. Okay, so palms are going to face up. Ready? We're going to cross, right arm on top, bounce, bounce, bounce. Now, as you bend your elbows, you're going to bring the backs of your palms together. Okay? Or, if you are so inclined, the fronts of the palms can come together. But here's the thing about that. If the fronts of the palms are together and your wrists are all weird to try to get there, I'd rather you have backs of palms together. Does that make sense? Okay, so pick your position, and then everybody lift up and forearms away from the face. Do you feel your back stretching? Right? Boy, I do. Okay, are we ready? We're going to turn towards our chair. Make sure those knees stay forward. Try to keep the hips forward too. All the stretch is happening right at the rib cage. Center we go, and then we're going to go the other way. And center we go. Are we ready? Up. Elbows are coming up. We're going to bring those arms center, and then we're going to come down. So we're looking down at the floor. Up we go, and let's release. Oh my goodness, do you feel that stretch? Woo! Let's give it just a moment here, because we got to do the other side. And then we got one final little thing to add on. It's fun. Okay, palms facing up. Ready? Other arm on top. Bounce, 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 bend at the elbows, backs of the palms are together, or fronts, lift up, forearms away from the face. Twist away from your chair. Come center. Twist towards your chair. Come center. Lift your elbows up. Come center. Elbows down, looking down. Up we go. And release. Okay, final thing. If you want to peek at me, so what we're going to do is we'll be in our eagle and we'll be down here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lift up and we're going to come into a star pose. Maybe, right? Up on those tippy toes, star pose. And down we go. So there's our little bit of balance. We got to do a little balance, right? Just a little bit. Okay, last time through. Here we go. Right arm on top. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Bend at the elbows, backs of the palms or fronts. Lift up, forearms away from the face. So there's our eagle arms. Ready? We're going to twist to the chair. We're going to come center. We're going to twist the other way. We're going to come center. We're going to look up. Center we go, down we go. Let's see if we can go a little deeper into that. Maybe you bend almost like a forward fold. Okay, are we ready? We're going to lift up into star pose. Up on those tippy toes. Look up if you can. One more breath. And down we go. We got to do the other side though. I know. It's like I'm done with this one, Carol. All right, cross. Bounce, 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 bend. You got this. Lift up, forearms away from the face. Twist away from your chair. And center we go. And twist the other way. And center we go. Lift up. Center. Down we go. Okay, are we ready? Unravel those arms and come up into star. One more breath and down we go. Very good, you guys. All right, let's have a seat and grab a sip of water. We're going to move a little bit forward in our chair. And then I'm going to take a heel, toe, so that my feet are wide, or my legs are wide. So my knees are in alignment with my toes. Now I'm going to support my upper body with my hands on my thighs and begin to let my upper body fall forward. So it's just a little seated forward fold, okay? So I'm feeling that back is stretching. My hips are feeling some stretch. One more breath here, and then we're going to tuck our chin and we're going to roll it up, back up into a seated position. Okay, so we're going to do that same thing, but this time what I'd like you to do is clasp your hands behind your back, push your hands down towards the chair and lift up through the heart. Now, if this doesn't feel okay, we're going to come and do that same forward fold. If this doesn't feel okay, then you're going to come back to the version where your hands are on your thighs, okay? But if you're okay, we're going to lift up. Now, as we begin to come forward, we're going to let our hands just kind of come up towards the ceiling. So you should feel quite a stretch through the chest, the upper arms. I even feel it in my back. And I'm definitely feeling it in my legs as well. One more breath here. Pull your belly in, and we're going to go ahead and come back up into a seated position. And release. How did that feel? Good stretch? Okay, let's heel toe those feet back together. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to cross it over that opposite knee. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to bring it on the outside of that knee. My other hand is going to be on the chair behind me. Extend nice and long through the spine. Take this right shoulder, pull it back, turn, and look over that shoulder. We're holding and we're breathing. So hold the movement but not the breath. One more breath here. Let's go ahead and face forward. And then we're going to release that and we're going to go to the other side. So opposite hand is going to go against the knee. The other hand will come back to the chair. Remember, lengthen nice and long through the spine. Pull that shoulder back, then turn and look. So I'm just breathing here. Nice, gentle breath. One more breath. Let's go ahead and face forward, release that, and take the leg off. Okay, so I'm going to take my right leg, extend it long, and my toes are to the ceiling. So we're moving into a pyramid pose. So I'm going to move forward, just a little bit more forward in my chair. All right, so we're going to extend first. Just let the heart fall forward. Hands are on those thighs for a static pyramid pose. We have one more breath here. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Now, we're going to take our fingertips to the ceiling. Inhale here, exhale, and we're going to let those hands try to touch the wall in front of you, and then bring those hands down towards the leg, maybe the ankle, maybe the foot. It doesn't matter. Feel that stretch in that leg, the back side of that leg. All right, let's come up. We're going to do that just one more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Hold it and breathe. One more breath here. All right, let's roll up. Bend that knee, put the foot on the floor, and let's go to the other side. Extend your leg long, toes to the ceiling. Let's start by lengthening through the spine. Hold on to those thighs and let the heart fall forward. So a little static hold here. We're just going to breathe into that stretch. All right, remembering that I'm kind of looking beyond my toes. We want to keep that back flat. Let's tuck our chin and roll up. Now let's add extending those arms up to the ceiling. We're going to try to touch the wall in front of us, and then we're going to let those hands fall down towards the leg. And roll it up, and we're going to do that one more time. Extending nice and long. Inhale here. Exhale, try to touch the wall in front of you, and then let those hands fall down towards the leg or the foot. Doesn't matter. Feeling that stretch. One more breath, and up we go. Really, really good. We're going to move into seated pigeon. Cross ankle onto the leg. Lengthen through the spine. Let the heart begin to fall forward. So again, the back is flat. We're just feeling this stretch first. Okay, let's tuck our chin and roll up. And then just flutter the butterfly wings, just moving that hip joint a little bit. Okay, now again, extending through the spine, letting the heart fall forward. Maybe we press gently on the leg. You might feel it a little bit more, a little deeper stretch here on this, from this pigeon pose. All right, let's release that and roll it up. And flutter that butterfly wing again. In our final version, if you want to, extend your fingertips to the ceiling, try to touch the wall in front of you, and then bring those hands down towards the floor. We just have one more breath here. All right, let's roll it up, and let's move to the other side, okay? So remember, our first version is we just kind of hang out here, and we begin to feel that stretch into the glute. Pigeon pose. All right, let's come up. Now this next version, we're going to extend the spine long, and then we're going to press gently on that leg. Just a super gentle press, but you might feel a little more stretch. One more breath. All right, let's come up and flutter that. I think I forgot that last time. It's all right. Just flutter that butterfly wing, so there's a little movement in the hip. Now the final version, extending up, extend it out, and then down we go. One more breath. All right, let's come up. Place that foot on the floor. Go ahead and sit back in your chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out.
Embrace the difficulty. You won't make the problem any less problematic by hiding from it. Embrace the difficulty, and you begin to give yourself a measure of control over it. Exercise your courage and improve your effectiveness at the same time. Admit the shortcomings, limitations, mistakes, and disappointments. Then do something about them. You're not going to fool anybody by pretending there's not a problem. What you can do is impress everyone, including yourself, by meeting the problem head on. Look at the situation with clarity and with the highest expectations. Throw in a little humor and good cheer. Ask yourself, what would turn a negative into a positive? From what areas within this challenge, with what specific actions, can you extract opportunity and value? Look honestly and bravely at the problem, and what you'll see is a chance to add new richness to life. Feel your courage take hold as you embrace the difficulty and transform it into something good.
Let's open our eyes. Drop that right ear towards the right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that opposite hand down towards the floor. And release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reaching up with the hands, give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as we press that opposite hand down towards the floor. And release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Remember, click on that subscribe button and leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.